Washington County, about 18 to 24 inches expected. So again, 1.5 to 2 feet. Good morning. Here's a live look outside in Rogers right now, where we have extremely heavy snow that continues to fall. Snow rates between 2 to 4 inches per hour. A very large tornado has been confirmed by the National Weather Service, possibly up to 1 mile wide. This is why we tell people all the time, stay away from those windows, even if it's a severe thunderstorm warning. These newborn cubs are just 5.5 pounds now, but will grow to almost 100 pounds within a year. Right now, here in Rogers, it's about 110 degrees. Cincinnati and Summers, you've only got about 5 minutes, so now's the time to take shelter. There's been at least one house destroyed in Cincinnati. That rotation is centered just to the west of Clifty, and it's all moving straight to the north and east. Yeah, you're asking when we're going to warm up. Not soon enough for those shoppers this morning. 22 below zero in Grove. This is not the wind chill. This is colder than Barrow, Alaska right now. This is where we have polar bears roaming the streets. That's how cold it is up there. There are no words.
So if you see one trotting through northwest Arkansas, don't be too surprised.
Now, meteorologist Ross Ellet with 4029 weather.
Well, just in case you missed it, the lunar eclipse that took place overnight and really early this morning. And here's some video of it. This is out actually in California. We were able to see it here at home as well. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until 2014 to see it again. It will be quite some time, but we won't have to wait that long for some great weather in the forecast. Notice nothing right now to speak of on your Super Doppler radar. Not a cloud in the sky, and it got cold this morning. Warmed up nicely with the sunshine today, but we're beginning to drop once again. Those clouds certainly have continued to stay away from us throughout the day today. It's 40 right now in Rogers, a little cooler in Eureka Springs at 36, 33. And Fayetteville, and throughout the River Valley today got close to about 50 in a lot of spots, but just a couple hours without the sun. We're already down to 39 in Fort Smith, 45, a little warmer in Boonville, and it's 37 right now in Sallisaw. It'll be a cold start tomorrow morning, down to 20. Make sure to turn up the heaters. In northwest Arkansas, dry and cold conditions will continue, and a hard freeze for Fort Smith and the River Valley, down to about 28 degrees overnight tonight. But we'll start off the day tomorrow not only with the cold conditions, but lots of sunshine once again as you're heading out to morning services or just heading out and about. Regardless, closer to about noontime, still lots of sunshine. And late in the afternoon, those clouds beginning to roll back in a little bit closer to home as those winds beginning to turn out of more of the south to southwest. It's all rotating around this area of high pressure, driving those winds right out of the south. That's going to help warm us up going into the day on Monday. And again on Tuesday, some very comfortable conditions for the early part of this week. But then once we get closer to about late Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got that cold front on the horizon. This will move in and spark off some showers and thunderstorms. Some of that rain could be heavy, especially late Wednesday night. So once again, another heavy rain event on the way. But let's detail everything for you. Let's take a look at your forecast over the next 7 days. Again, a cold start tomorrow morning in northwest Arkansas at 20 degrees. With that sunshine will warm us up quickly. We're up to 44 by noon and 50 for a high for tomorrow afternoon. Not too bad. A high around 49 on Monday and 53. Some mild conditions for us on Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms likely on Wednesday, and some of that rain could be heavy towards the later part of the evening for us, and then clearing out quickly on Thursday with more sunshine and a high around 52. For Fort Smith and the River Valley, a high tomorrow around 52 degrees, but it's going to be a cold start at 28 to start off the day. We're up to about 50 on Monday, but here comes the warm-up, 57 as we head towards the middle part of the week and getting close to 60 degrees once we reach Wednesday. However, we'll have a pretty good chance for some of those showers and storms to arrive once again by the middle part of the week before cooling down later next week. But Jay, if you got some of those Christmas decorations to get up, still some very nice warm conditions tomorrow and Monday. Looking pretty good, dry as well.
A nice break.
For the second year in a row at Old Wire Elementary School, a very unique science experiment is about to take place.
Last year we made it to about 93,000 feet, so we're trying to go 7,000 more and get past 100,000.
Arkansas Teacher of the Year runner-up Matthew Garrett is once again making science cool. He has organized a near-space balloon flight stocked with weather instruments, cameras, and tracking devices.
We're also going to be testing ultraviolet radiation at high altitudes to see if you can get a sunburn quicker at 19 miles high.
The technology was provided by Northwest Technical Institute, and instructor Billy Graham helped engineer the balloon.
Everybody else's is boxes. You know, that commercial on TV, you see a box. So we thought we want to do something different than a box.
He created unique letter capsules to enclose sensitive sensors. The noisemakers, along with the GPS, radios, and beacons, assure the balloon will not be lost. Once it is secure, the fun begins.
3, 2, 1, go!
It was very exciting. When it went all the way up, It was like a little tiny dot.
Yeah. It was down here. It was huge.
Really big, and it was really nice to see all that.
Soon after liftoff, the tracking begins.
Roger that, 14,000.
Then the balloon will expand so much it will pop because it can't hold itself together anymore.
And that's when it gets interesting.
So we've had, landed in a lake before. We've landed in trees out in the middle of a field. It just, we don't know where it's going to land.
Today's flight landed 8 miles west of West Plains, Missouri after reaching 87,000 feet. Now the class is eager to watch its 150-mile journey over the Ozarks. They're also excited to hear back from anybody around the landing site.
We made a lot of tiny helicopters inside of the orange balloon, and when they float down, they have an email address, so if anyone finds it, they can email them if they found it.
Now that the balloon is fallen, the students are eagerly waiting to see if anybody has found their helicopters. And Rogers, Ross Ellet, 4029 News. Just along 412, pretty much on the Washington-Benton County border is where that rotation is located right now, and it is heading again off towards Cave Springs, Elm Springs, and Lowell. Southern Rogers, northern Springdale, you want to be careful with this storm as well. Let's not forget about our second tornado warning, which continues, unfortunately, to show some signs of strengthening. If you're in Evansville, take shelter immediately. Strickler, take the time now. You've probably got about 10 minutes or so, but take the time now to get to your safe spot, whether that be a basement, a storm cellar, the most interior room of your house. You want to make sure to try to get to that location right now. That area of rotation has shifted just to the south of Evansville, pretty much on the Washington-Benton County border. And then also on the state line as well is where we're picking up on that rotation. That's with the second tornado warning that we're dealing with this morning. This is heading off into southern Washington County towards Strickler, eventually West Fork. If this storm holds together, you'll be impacted by this second tornado warning. Again, the small closet and interior bathroom, a good spot. Do not go outside right now and try to look for this storm. You're not going to be able to see it. It's dark outside. We have this possible tornado is likely rain wrapped. You're not going to see it even if it was daylight. You just want to take shelter immediately. Again, 2 tornado warnings to deal with this morning, both of them out till 6:45 a.m. One, the first storm is the southernmost storm on top of Evansville, heading towards Strickler very quickly. Both of these storms are moving very, very fast at about 55 miles per hour this morning. It'll be heading towards West Fork at about 6:40 to 6:45. We got a rare opportunity to go along with the Arkansas Game and Fish. They actually take us inside a bear den.
She's not looking at me or anything.
Myra Means is a state bear biologist. Every winter, Myra and a team of wildlife officers visit 30 to 40 mother bears resting in their den.
We have a pilot that actually flies for us, saves us a tremendous amount of legwork. He'll fly and get locations of those bears.
Once the pilot finds the bear dens, that's when Myron and his team start hiking.
Today was a pre-den visit. We're going to go out in the woods and we're going to do some preliminary work and determine, number 1, can we get to the female? Number 2, does she have cubs or yearlings with her? That's a yearling right there. That bear probably weighs about 60 pounds.
A yearling bear, like this cinnamon-colored bear, is a year old. Young bears will stay with their mother for 2 winters before they're on their own. The Arkansas Game and Fish has a bear tracking program. They put collars on several female bears with a tracking device, so they're able to keep up with their progress, where they're living, and how many cubs they're having. Many times they're able to visit a den without even tranquilizing a mother bear with yearlings, and yet still get close enough to gather the information they need.
We were within a few feet of her, the female bear. She never even looked up. You can get a lot closer than you think. But I mean, those bears are fully awake. All they want us to do is just go away.
After the pre-den visits are finished, the Game and Fish then go back for a main den visit a few weeks later. That's when they focus their attention on newly born baby cubs. When dealing with cubs, the mother bear has to be put to sleep. After loading a large tranquilizer dart into an air rifle, Myron crawls into the bear den looking for the mother bear. This is what it looks like inside the bear den as Myron targets the mother bear. When she's hit, she doesn't even flinch, and after nearly 45 minutes, she's asleep and the real work begins.
There it goes. Oh, that's big, man. I want to do this fast because I don't want to give her any more drugs than I have to.
The mother bear is pulled out of the den so her radio collar can be changed.
These collars will only last a certain amount of time. So what we're going to do this year is give her a new collar.
This mama bear is named Brenda, and she is healthy.
She's a good, healthy female, probably 15 or so, and probably about 300 pounds.
Brenda had 2 cubs last year and 2 more again this year.
Well, what that tells us is she lost the cubs she had last year.
This is critical information for the game of fish to gauge reproduction trends. It is also another reason to check the health of each bear cub coming from the den.
And what we do is we're going to take the cubs out of the den while the mother's asleep, and we measure and weigh them. They're good, healthy cubs.
These newborn cubs are just 5.5 pounds now, but will grow to almost 100 pounds within a year.
Some mama's milk. We're going to get her back in the den, and we're going to place the cubs on the other side of her and let them start nursing again.
It takes 4 grown men to get the 300-pound Brenda back in her den. She is one of about 30 mama bears that the officers will visit. What they learn from her and her cubs help them get accurate data on the Arkansas bear population.
The goal of all these visits are, number one, is to collect our biological data on our bear population. That way we can maintain a healthy population, set our season and regulations accordingly.
The Arkansas Game and Fish officers say it's important to know how many bears are in our backyard. They strive to keep a healthy and consistent number of bears roaming around the forest so they can plan the bear hunting season and make sure there is not an overpopulation of bears in Arkansas. Bear hunting is not only a way to stabilize an increasing black bear population, but it's also a way to bring those nuisance black bear reports down to a minimum. Tomorrow night we'll talk about how likely it is to be attacked by a black bear and also dive in and explain why bear hunters play a key role.